start filibustering, I will cut you off. Because we all know I could ask you how you're doing, and 15 minutes later you're talking about microloans to Sumatra. Second, we are miles away politically from each other. So, if I find myself agreeing with you because of the famed Clinton charisma, I will continue the interview staring into a hand mirror. Because you are the Medusa of political persuasiveness. Do you understand?
Glad to be here. I'm glad to be with you and your group.
Now, sir, the Clinton Global Initiative gets so much done. My first question for you is, why help other people? What did it for you?
I want to leave my daughter and the grandchildren I hope to have and all these young people to a better world. And I think the reason you should do things for other people at bottom is selfish. There's no real difference between selfish and selfless if you understand how the world works. We're all tied together.
There's no difference between selfish and selfless?
No. Not if you understand how the world works. We live in an interdependent world. Suppose you're in America and you're worried about the growth of the American economy. So we're 4% of the world's population. We've got about 20% of its income. You've got to sell something to somebody else. The more you reduce poverty overseas, the more you increase education, improve healthcare, empower women and girls, the more you will have growth overseas, the more there will be global growth, the better off Americans will be. If every time you cut off somebody else's opportunities, you shrink your own horizons.
But why global initiative? Why just call it the Clinton America Initiative? Because shouldn't we fix everything here first? USA #1, that's the first line of the Constitution.
The answer is, we should be fixing America, and it should be our economic priority. But you can't just stop the world, get off, and then get back on when you get good and ready, because other people's lives are unfolding. And fixing America, in part, depends upon having a more receptive world to improve it. One that makes our growth more relevant, more effective. It doesn't cost a lot of money. We already give a smaller percentage of our income, for example, in foreign assistance, the U.S. government does, than any other major country in the world.
Yeah, but
so it's not like we're killing ourselves.
This is one of the cut-ups. This is one of the cut-ups. But the assistance we give is better assistance because it's America doing it. Why do we have to match the rest of the world? Who wants help from Sweden?
I'm not sure it is right.
Wait a second. You just said America's assistance is not better than other countries. You're saying help from Belgium. Help from Belgium is as good as help from the United States.
I didn't say that. I said that there are a lot of other countries who also do assistance very well, and some of them do it by giving a higher percentage of their dollars or their equivalent currency in the country directly than we do.
At the core of my question is why do you do it? You spent 8 years as President of the United States. You've already had a big job. But since you left, you started the Clinton Foundation, the Clinton Global Initiative, the Clinton Health Access Initiative, the Clinton Economic Opportunity Initiative, the Clinton Climate Initiative, and more. I can't pick you. Aren't you? Why aren't you exhausted? I'm 20 years younger than you are, and I'm out of breath from listening to what you do.
Well, when you get older, you have more time to work.
That sounds like a Jedi mind trick.
You got 3 kids, right?
I have 3 children, yes.
And when they're all out of college, you'll have more time to work.
Oh, I guess so. I work pretty hard now, though. Are you saying that you work harder now than when you were President of the United States? If so, shouldn't you give us our money back?
No, I don't think I work harder now, but I work about as hard.
Are there things that you can accomplish now that you were not able to accomplish when you were President of the United States? Does the CGI give you a freedom that you didn't have as President?
Well, in some ways. That is, when you're President, you have more power, but you're also subject to daily events. That is, you have to respond to what's happening.
I know what daily events are.
When you're out of office, since nobody's going to call you at 3 o'clock in the morning to deal with an emergency, you can just deal with something you choose, and you can get into real debt. If I go, for example, I've got these agricultural projects in Rwanda and Malawi, and I can actually go out on the road, country roads and see them, see how they're working, talk to the people who are affected by it. When I was president, I maybe got to do something like that once when I visited Uganda, and I talked to President Uganda, and going down a long pathway to the school and the village to see some of our aid projects. You don't get to do that very much as president. You have more time to dig into the details, so you can have a bigger impact in a narrower field when you leave. And that's important.
Now, the way you describe the things you do, the things you want to do, the way you want to improve the world, it sounds very good. But I listen to a lot of right-wing radio, and I know there's nothing that you or Mrs. Clinton do that is not about some angle. You're both always hungry for power. So what is the drift here in helping people? What's the other thing? What's your secret plan here? Because if there is, everyone would do it if it was just a good thing to do, but they don't. You're not going to see me making the world a better place. Is there something, or is it just its own reward?
It's totally selfish.
Selfish.
Totally selfish.
Is this that whole selfish and selfless are the same thing?
No, I do it because I'm good at it, and I'm not good enough to play golf on the senior tour. And I don't play my saxophone as much as I used to, so I don't like to do it in public. And it makes me happy. I do it because I think after the life I've been given to the American people, I'd be kind of smart if I didn't. I mean, I've seen it. If you have your heart like that, and people have given you what they've given, see, I'm about to get you.
I'm agreeing with you, and that's dangerous.
You know, I think I'm just doing what I should do, and it makes me happy.
How would you compare something like the CGI to other big groups that get together, like Davos or TED Talks or something like that, or Burning Man? What is between this and those other gatherings?
The simple answer is that here everybody is expected to make a difference. And at the main CGIU, which is cheaper than Davos, but less fun. You don't get to ski, you don't bump up with so many Fortune 500 or global CEOs.
It's like Bono into that one?
Yeah, Bono comes sometimes. But he's a commitment.